What is going on YouTube? This is Donnie with DCR Reptiles along with Faith and Reagan. And today on What's Up Wednesday and Twistem Up Thursday, run into a wall here. We're just going to go ahead and combine these two vlogs into one because today I am going to tell you guys a way to start your own rat breeding. The cost-effective way. That way you don't have to go out and buy 30 or 40 rats to breed. So, if you just want to start out, you can either build you a rack like this, or you can actually start with a little rack like this. What I mean by that is, you could always start with this, get you one male, two females, put them in there, let them do their thing. You got your food, and you can just do a simple water bottle. You're good with that. With just one setup, you're good. Just change it out every day or two, whenever they need it. But that'll give you about a month to get this thing built, or one like that. It don't matter. I like the 2x4 one, so that's what I do. But you could build a 6-tub rack like that. Then what you need to do is, what I would do is I would hold back all the female babies and put them in different tubs. Then you can go buy you some males from your pet stores or whatever. That way you introduce new blood into your rats. And then just, if you have a 6-tub rack here and you have two rats here giving babies, you use that setup to produce grow-ups over here, females, and you could do 3 females per tub, which is 18. But you just make sure you separate them. You can feed off your males, keep your females, and then go buy you, say, 6 males. Make sure they're not related, and then start breeding them. You could also keep these to produce for another rack also. So you're growing your own collection with minimal cost. That way it's not costing you an arm and a leg to go out and buy a bunch of breeders. I got lucky enough, I got 1 rack of breeders for free, and I'm just expanding my collection with them. I did, however, get a couple females from the pet store that didn't get fed off to the snakes. They actually made it 3 or 4 weeks, inserted in the snake tubs. They didn't want to eat them, so I kept them back. They're breeding. They're doing just fine. So that is how I would actually grow a rat colony from the beginning if I didn't have anywhere to get the rats at a cheap price. That is a cost-effective way. I feed all of mine Missouri rodent breeding food, rat breeding, and then I use pine, and make sure it's killed dried pine, because you don't want the ones with chemicals and oils and stuff in there. Killed and dried takes all that stuff out of there. It's good. And the brand that I use is Stampede Premium Easy Clean. But that is what is sold at my local feed store. If I lived closer to Tractor Supply, I would get it there. But Tractor Supply is like an hour away. The feed store is like 10 minutes. So I just go for all this here. It takes about 1.5 bags every 2 weeks. And about 2 bags of the bedding a week. So it's not that much, because once you have a collection as big as mine, which I know mine's small compared to a lot of you guys's, but when you have a collection that you're growing, you want to make sure you go and do things cost effective. That way you're not dumping a lot of money into places that you don't need to dump it into. Me, I have 52 snakes, and it cost me, say, $50 a week to feed. That is it. That's $200 a month, plus the paper I use in there. So that's another, say, $20. So $220 a month, and that takes everything. So you cannot beat having 52 snakes, having all these rats, and you're paying $252 a month. You can't beat that. If I was to go out and buy those rats, it would cost me double that every week just to feed. Frozen thawed and even more for live. So you could also, if your snakes would rather eat frozen thawed, still raise your own rats, euthanize them, put them in the freezer, and you can still do frozen thawed. So you got it both ways there, live or frozen thawed. I have 2 snakes that won't eat live, they have to eat frozen thawed, so that's what I do. But as you guys know, I do have a freezer in here, and, well, outside on the patio. Let's go take a look at it, because most of them rats in the freezer are ones that I grew up and I euthanized myself. So let's take a little look here. It's going to be a little bit bright. I don't know if you guys can feel it or not, but it is warm here in Florida. Yes, warm here in Florida. You gotta love the warm weather. There's no snow or ice here, but this is my rat freezer. Let me look here. Yep, I'm out. Well, I have 1 or 2 bags of rats left from the Rodent Pro that I ordered a long time ago, but they are still good. Once they go bad, then I will get rid of them. There's a couple bags in there I do have to get rid of, but what's that?
How do you know when they go bad?
My wife has a very good question. How do I know when frozen rats go bad? I like to think that once the frozen rats have freezer burn on them, they are bad. I try to not keep stuff in the freezer for over a year before I toss it. I haven't really tossed anything, but that is my rule of thumb. My snakes are healthy. They eat, well, when they want to eat, but they're not sick. So that is what I go by. So that is the answer to your question. Any more questions? She's got to think a minute. She'll get a headache here in a second. But let's take a look at somebody who shed.
That one.
It is the Killer Bee 100% het pied.
Why am I always cooking?
Why are you always cooking? Maybe you guys can answer that down in the comments below. Why is she always cooking?
Every time you do that, I'm cooking.
This is the Killer Bee 100% het pied. He will not be breeding this year, which I think he's almost up to breeding size. But I want to get my female pied up to weight a little bit more before I put him to her. And that is the one that just shed. Other than that, not a whole lot's going on here. We're getting ready to move around a bunch of snakes. I think I said tomorrow. Did I say tomorrow or Friday?
Friday.
Tomorrow, because I want them to be in the new tubs for a couple days before I feed them, because I don't want to stress them out and them not eat. So what I plan on doing is I'm going to take all these females here, pull them out of there, and I'm going to do this the way I told my wife, because she got confused and didn't understand what I was saying. So I'm going to take these females and pull them out of there, and then I'm going to take these males here, I'm going to pull them out of there, and I'm going to put those females, and I'm going to stuff them into here, and then I'm going to take those males, and I'm going to stuff them into here. So that is what I'm going to do. That way, all of my males are in these 2 racks. All of my females will be in this rack and these racks here. So that is what I plan on doing on Thursday, and we will get that done. So let's see if the Peanut Gallery has any questions. Do you guys have any questions?
Okay, so
This is going to be an important one. Listen up, guys.
So I think everybody knows already, but like, how long does it take for them to shed after shed?
4 to 6 weeks.
That I did not know.
Every 4 to 6 weeks, a snake does shed, whether it's eating or not.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to ask you guys a question. I don't know if you'll know this or not.
Okay.
I don't even know if she'll know this. What would cause a snake not to shed in one full piece?
Because.
Wait, what?
What would cause a snake not to shed in one piece?
Because
I like that one. I don't know. Food.
Come on.
uh,
It has to do with humidity.
uh,
But some snakes, no matter what, the humidity might get up there, but they still won't shed. It's just how they are.
too hot.
No, humidity, moisture in the air.
Moisture, wet.
But I do have one snake that there's times that he'll shed perfect and there's times that he won't. That's that Killer Bee 100% het pied.
That's the one I was just saying.
So, yes, it all depends on the humidity. And they shed every 4 to 6 weeks. So, that's going to be it for today. And I hope everybody enjoyed this vlog. I was going to insert some clips in this one, but I'm going to wait because I will do that next week. I'm going to get more clips. That way I don't have just 30 seconds of clips. But you guys will like them. So, in the meantime, don't forget, we have a Free Talk Friday coming up Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And I hope nobody had any major issues with YouTube going down yesterday. Hopefully nobody had a heart attack. Hopefully nobody had a heart attack or meltdown or anxiety attack. Because I know how many of us like to watch YouTube videos.
The whole world.
Them two there, if they're home, they're usually on their phone watching YouTube.
That's all we do. Because
Right now, you can tell they're playing with little goop stuff.
Hey.
But look what's right beside them. They still have the phone beside them.
I just turned it power on.
But anyway, I'm going to get off of here. I'll see everybody on Free Talk Friday at 7 p.m. on Friday. So, until next time, I will see everybody in my next vlog.